Welcome traders to another Signal trading update with me, Patrick Munnelly. Want to update the S&P 500 view using the emini futures contracts. And quite a day yesterday, quite a reversal. Obviously, we had the Nvidia earnings out. They announced a stock split coming up at the beginning of June. And it was kind of a buy the rumor, sell the fact type day as we traded up into that 52.60, 52.70 resistance zone that I've been referencing at the beginning of the week, and the market rolled over pretty heavily. I did alert traders in the strategy group to concerns around the open. I'd been long and riding the move up. I was actually looking for us to extend a bit higher into the 54.30 area, which would have been my ideal sell zone heading into next week. But we are where we are, and so let's take a look at what we can see in terms of opportunity. I'm just going to jump to the daily and the weekly chart. On the daily chart, you can see a rather glaring double top now into this 53.40, 53.70 area. We did break higher in terms of momentum, and so we haven't really got any divergence into this double top. So that would lead me to believe that currently this is a profit-taking move ahead of the holiday weekend, and I scope to carve out another high and ideally get that test into the 54.30s. The weekly volume weighted average price is now 52.26, so it's going to take a close below there to flip the weekly chart bearish in terms of the volume weighted average price. So still constructive there at the moment, but on the daily time frame, certainly this reversal yesterday, taking out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prior days range in one sitting yesterday, and closing at or near the lows. We actually tested into the weekly bull bear zone, the 52.70, so about 100 points of reversal yesterday, and I found some support there. So moving into today's session, if we look on the hourly time frame here, we look like we've got a corrective move in play at the moment, and so what I would look for initially would be a three-wave correction, which would, versus the current swing structure, take us up into this 53.09, which are these two prior lows, 53.07 and the 53.07 and 53.06, which were the support zone for that extension up into the prior cycle highs. So we now have an equality objective versus 52.86 at 53.09. In terms of the volume profile, the real area of interest is this 53.30 area, which now encompasses the high volume node on this hourly profile, and also yesterday's high volume volume point of control comes in at 53.31. So the areas I'm going to be paying attention to are going to be this 53.09. And if we get exhaustion signals there on the intraday time frames, so looking at the 5-minute, 1-minute charts, watching for delta divergences into that area, then I will engage on the short side, looking for another leg of downside. And my target is actually now going to be this symmetry swing objective. So this is the last major corrective leg. So in terms of roughly, and I don't want to get into the weeds on this, but if we think in terms of wave structure, we have a 1, 2, this could be our 3 and our 4 setting up here. And certainly, if we get a move up into that 53.09 or even that 53.30, it would create a nice three-wave structure. So my target is going to be this 52.50s. We've got this this high volume area on the 4-hour profile here, and it's the last area before we took off to the upside. So we broke out of that resistance at the 52.60s for extending up into the 53.60, 53.70 areas. So I'm going to look to play the short side from either the 53.09 or into these 53.30s. And my target is going to be 52.50s. And then from there, I'm actually going to be looking for bullish reversal patterns to re-engage on the long side and see if we can get a fifth wave extension into the 54.30s target. Just want to have a quick look here. Let's see if we get a 5=1 objective. Yeah, so that syncs up pretty nicely now with the potential wave structure. So more often than not, the fifth wave is equal to the first wave in terms of scope and scale, not necessarily the structure. But what we could look for here would be this three-wave corrective move to play out into either of our corrective target zones and then extend down into this 52.50s. We look for support there and then an upside extension into our 5=1 objective now, 54.30, 54.40s. And then from there, I'd certainly be looking for a deeper corrective move to play out. Now, in terms of the action today, if we don't find support into the 52.50s and we take out weekly projected range support coming out at 52.40, then that's going to be a pretty bearish development. And through those 52.20s, we'll actually flip the weekly chart bearish. And then I'll be looking for move down into trend channel support 51.70. So a little bit longer than usual here in terms of the update, but I just wanted to fill you in terms of what I'm thinking and where I see the key opportunities for the session ahead and into next week. Obviously, bear in mind we do have markets closed on Monday in both the UK and the US, so we'll be picking things up on Tuesday. As always, traders, plan the trade, trade the plan. Most importantly, manage your risk. Until next time, thanks very much.